Hello and welcome to ERM. In this video, we are going to see how to easily remember basic concepts about autonomic nervous system.
When life evolved from a single cell to a complex multicellular organism, groups of cells were formed to control, guide, and manage other cells. These were the neurons. Initially these neurons were scattered, then they formed small groups. Later they evolved to form brain and spinal cord, together called as central nervous system. Your central nervous system is safely kept protected inside your strong skull and vertebral column. All the nerve fibers coming out of your brain and spinal cord together form your peripheral nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is part of the peripheral nervous system. This is your central nervous system. All the nerve fibers branching out till the tip of your fingers form your peripheral nervous system. So, what is autonomic nervous system? Let's look at the name. Autonomic nervous system. Autonomic means automatic, so it's that part of nervous system that controls our automatic functions like breathing. So, our autonomic nervous system plays a big role in automatic functions. We can use the word big to remember the effector organs. Effector organs are those organs which they control. B for blood vessels. I for internal organs like heart and lung. G for glands like salivary glands, even if they seem boring to read about them. This amazing neurons are the ones that keeps us alive by keeping our heartbeat continuously. If not for them we might drop dead in our sleep. Next let's see how they look like. They look like small beads held together by thread. These beads are called ganglion and they contain a bunch of neurons. This ganglion is connected to your CNS on one side and to your effector organ on the other side. Ganglion, CNS, effector organ. This is your ganglion. It is connected to CNS here and connected to effector organ like heart here. The impulse from CNS will go to the ganglion then to the organ. This whole thing is your autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system function under two distinct groups. Sympathetic. The parasympathetic. The sympathetic system stimulates you, and the parasympathetic pacifies or relaxes you. S for stimulates, and P for pacifies. This setup is similar to volume buttons. 1 to increase volume and 1 to decrease. Likewise sympathetic increases the action of vital organs while parasympathetic decreases, so remember sympathetic S stimulates and parasympathetic P pacifies. Now let's see what both these systems do. Let's look at this picture. We are going to again use the S in sympathetic to remember snake. S. Sympathetic. S snake. Dot. And we are going to use the P in parasympathetic to remember pillow. P. Parasympathetic. P. Pillow. Let's first see about the sympathetic system. S for snake. When you see a snake, you get an adrenaline rush. And you'll run away as fast as you can. This is the fight or flight reaction. The adrenaline rush can be used to remember that adrenergic receptors and neurotransmitters involved in the sympathetic system. Noradrenaline is the neurotransmitter of sympathetic system. When you see a snake you are scared, activates your sympathetic system which stimulates your vital organs and you run like hell. You can remember the sympathetic system stimulates the vital organs through adrenergic receptors with the neurotransmitter noradrenaline. Next we are going to see about the parasympathetic system. We already saw P for pillow or pacifying. You sleep on a pillow. You can see the crocodile here sleeping after a full meal with a big stomach. The parasympathetic helps in rest and digest. It also keeps the crocodile in a calm and cool state. C and cool for cholinergic. The parasympathetic uses acetylcholine as the neurotransmitter. You can also see the music and cigar ashtray in the background. These two will remind of the two types of acetylcholine receptors involved. Music is for muscarinic receptors and cigar is for nicotinic receptors. Let's revise. In sympathetic nervous system, S for snake, scared leading to fight or flight reaction. It is an adrenergic system using adrenergic receptors and noradrenaline neurotransmitter. Remember, in parasympathetic, P is for pillow and to rest and digest peacefully. It is a cholinergic system using acetylcholine as neurotransmitter and muscarinic and nicotinic receptors. Now let's learn about their structure and function. This is your autonomic ganglia. The neuron before this is preganglionic neuron. It has the cell body inside your CNS and axonal nerve fiber communicate with the ganglion. This is your postganglionic neuron with the cell body inside the ganglion and nerve fiber reach out to your effector organ. So you have your preganglionic neuron, the ganglion, the postganglionic neuron, and the effector organ. Preganglionic neuron is situated in your CNS, either the brain or the spinal cord. For the parasympathetic system, they arise from the brainstem and the sacral part of the spinal cord. The craniosacral outflow. The sympathetic outflow comes from the thoracolumbar spinal cord, so sympathetic is thoracolumbar and parasympathetic is craniosacral. Now let's see how to remember the location of preganglionic neurons. S is for sympathetic and snake. You can see the long vertebral column of the snake with a lot of ribs. You can use this to remember that the outflow tract of sympathetic, the snake, is thoracolumbar. Now let's look at the parasympathetic. You keep your head that is on your pillow while sleeping. You can also see the tail and head of the crocodile visible in this picture, so we can use this to remember the craniosacral outflow tract of parasympathetic. Both the systems have some important differences in their structure. The sympathetic lie closer to the CNS, so the preganglionic neuron is short and postganglionic neuron is long. The parasympathetic ganglion lie closer the effector organ, so here the preganglionic neuronal fiber is longer. In both systems the CNS talks with the ganglion via acetylcholine neurotransmitter. But the neurotransmitter used to signal the effector organ is different in each system. As you know, it is noradrenaline in sympathetic system and acetylcholine in parasympathetic system. This is your sympathetic ganglion. These ganglion beads lie close to your CNS. But look at the parasympathetic ganglia. Each of them lie close to your organ. C. Ciliary ganglion is near your eye. Likewise. Let's revise. The sympathetic preganglionic neurons are in thoracolumbar spinal cord T1 to L3 and parasympathetic is in brainstem and sacral S2 to S4 craniosacral. The preganglionic neuron is short in sympathetic while the postganglionic neuron is short in parasympathetic. The sympathetic ganglion is near CNS while parasympathetic ganglion is near the target organ. Preganglionic neurotransmitter is same in both. Acetylcholine. But postganglionic neurotransmitter is noradrenaline in sympathetic and acetylcholine in parasympathetic. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.